bayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Bayang magiging perlas ang silanganan, alam ng puso sa nitipo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyang ka lang mag-ibig, sa manlulupit, di ka pasisiin. Sa dagat at mundo, sa simoy at sa langit mo baba, may nilatang tula at awit sa paglayang hinamahal. Ang usap ng wakaw at may tagumpay na nagigiling, ang bituin at parang nga kailan pa may magiging. Lupa ng araw na ulit pa sila, mayayangin sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya na pagkalangapi, ang mamatay na dahil sa'yo.
Hi everyone! Isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat, mga minamahal naming mag-aaral. First of all, gusto namin magpasalamat sa inyong lahat sa pagpili sa ating paaralan, ang Ispsc Santiago Campus bilang inyong pangalawang tahanan ngayong pandemic at inyong tulay para makamit ang inyong mga minimiting pangarap. Today, you will get to know the student services offered by your school. Yes, you heard it right. Kahit pandemic, we make sure na naibibigay namin at nakukuha pa rin ninyo ang mga serbisyong nararapat sa inyo. Makikilala din ninyo ang mga magiging ninyong mga guro para maumpisahan na ninyong i-friend request sila sa Facebook. At higit sa lahat, magkakaroon din tayo ng virtual campus tour. So, I'm not gonna keep it too long. To our dear freshies, grade 11 students and transferees, welcome to Ispsc Santiago campus. To our old students, welcome back. Let's start our virtual orientation. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Mrs. Lilia Angela G. Bagdico, ang Head ng Student Services. Ang magsasalita po on Admission Services ay si Miss Maria Andrea M. Abeliera. Sa Library Services naman po ay si Mrs. Daisy S. Maob. Sa Health Services ay si Mrs. Vilmarie C. Harjulin. On Student Organization, Student Publication, and Student Council Government, no other than Dr. Ranek A. Azarias. To talk on Guidance Counseling Services, Scholarship, and Financial Assistance, we have Dr. Josefina S. Arge. To talk on Culture and the Arts, Sports and Development Program, we have Mr. Angelito A. Valde. So Social and Community Development Program and NSTP, we have Mr. Wilfredo C. Tabahin. On Student Housing and Residential Services, Mrs. Jonah A. Rante. And on Academic Policies on the New Normal, we have Dr. Alan Ramos. And on Student Discipline, and to present the faculty and staff, we have no other than our Campus Director, Dr. Adela G. Estraniero.
Good day, everyone. I am Maria Andrea Beliera, the Register 2 of the Ilocos Polytechnic State College, Santiago Campus, and I will be discussing the general admission policies of the college. Entrance requirements for new students. 1. 2 pieces passport size ID picture with name tag and white background. 2. Original Form 138 or report card. 3. Original Certificate of Good Moral Character. 4. Photocopy of PSA issued birth certificate. Note that the original Form 137A or the permanent record will be requested by the registrar after admission to the college. Entrance requirements for transferee students. 1. 2 pieces passport size ID picture with name tag and white background. 2. Original honorable dismissal. 3. Original certificate of grades. 4. Original certificate of good moral character. 5. Photocopy of PSA issued birth certificate. Note that the original official transcript of records or the OTR will be requested by the registrar after admission to the college. Admission policies. Number 1. Eligibility for admission of a student shall be graduates from senior high school level recognized by the Department of Education. Number 2. High school graduates of the old basic education curriculum may enroll as first-year college students. Number 3. Students enrolled under the old higher education curricula who stop schooling and intend to re-enroll may be admitted but is subject to admission requirements of the college and shall implement their policy for crediting. Number 4. Transferees are required to take the admission examination and the competency assessment evaluation. Admission requirements in terms of general weighted average shall be strictly observed. For board programs, a qualifying interview to all applicants shall be administered by the college. Credentials submitted shall be evaluated and verified by the evaluation committee. Qualified to be admitted are senior high school graduates, returnees, and transferees with a general weighted average of 83% and above. The result of the Ispsc College Admission Test or the ICAT shall be the basis in the acceptance to the college with a passing percentage of 75% and above. Students who did not meet the prescribed requirement for board programs shall be redirected to enroll in non-board programs. A qualifying interview to all applicants shall be administered by the college. Credentials submitted shall be evaluated and verified by the evaluation committee. Qualified to be admitted are senior high school graduates, returnees, and transferees with a general weighted average of 75% and above. The result of the Ispsc College Admission Test or the ICAT shall be the basis in the acceptance to the college with a passing percentage of 75% and above. 1. For strict compliance of the retention policy of the college, a passing grade or maintaining grade is required in the general education, professional education, and specialized or major subjects. Number 2. A student must undertake and pass the competency assessment evaluation or a qualifying exam as an entry requirement to their specialization. Number 3. Maximum residency rule. A student must finish the requirement of a course within a period of actual residence equivalent to 1.5 times the normal length prescribed for the course. Otherwise, they shall not be allowed to register further in the college. Classified according to academic status, depending on the scholastic performance. Clear. Any student who does not have any failing, INC, or conditional grade on any of their subjects enrolled. Good. Any student who obtained a final grade of 4.0 to 5.0 in less than 25% of total units enrolled. Warning. Any student who obtained a final grade of 4.0 to 5.0 in 25% of the total units enrolled. Probation. Any student who obtained a final grade of 4.0 to 5.0 in 50% of the total units enrolled. Dismissal. Any student who obtained a final grade of 4.0 to 5.0 in 75% but less than 100% of the total units enrolled. Permanent disqualification. Any student who obtained a final grade of 4.0 to 5.0 in 100% of the total units enrolled. He or she has obtained a GPA of 1.75 and above. He or she has no grade of 2.5 in any of his or her subjects during the semester. He or she has no marks of drop, INC, or 5.0 in any of his or her subjects including NST. He or she is enrolled as a regular student who carries the prescribed regular load. Note that a regular student carries the full load in a given semester by the curriculum in which he or she is registered. Requirements. No student shall be recommended for graduation unless he or she has satisfactorily completed all the requirements prescribed for graduation. No student shall be allowed to graduate from the college unless he or she completed at least 1 year of residence immediately prior to graduation. All prospective candidates for graduation shall file an application for graduation to serve as a basis for the registrar to examine the academic records of each candidate and determine whether he or she is eligible for graduation. The Academic Council has the sole authority to determine whether a student shall graduate or not. They shall also determine the meritorious student awardees during the commencement exercises wherein only graduating students are qualified to receive such awards. All candidates for graduation shall have cleared their deficiencies and their records completed not later than 6 weeks before the school year ends, except in those subjects in which the student enrolled during the current semester. It's with honor. Summa cum laude. GPA of 1.0 to 1.25 with no grades lower than 2.0. Magna cum laude, GPA of 1.26 to 1.5 with no grades lower than 2.25. Cum laude, GPA of 1.51 to 1.75 with no grades lower than 2.5. For transferees, they will qualify for Latin honors provided they comply with the receding provisions and that resident units and all credited units from previous school shall be included in the computation of the weighted average, with no drop, INC, and 5.0 from the college and from the previous school where he or she previously attended. Thank you very much for listening, students, and enjoy your stay in Ispsc Santiago campus.
Good day, students. I'm Mr. Alan Ramos, the head of the Teacher Education Department, and I will be talking about the academic policies for students. So, these are additional academic policies aside from the student handbook, the provisions that are found in the student handbook. So number one, a student must have an Android or smartphone, which means this device should be used for online classes. Now for online classes, the device should be used for receiving and submitting the module, and under that one would be in the submission and receiving of modules on Google Classroom. Most of the second year to fourth year students prefer Google Classroom, and the first year student prefer Messenger for uploading, and the monitoring scheme, most of the students prefer the Messenger through private or video call monitoring scheme. On 1B, on replying, it has to be observed that there is supposed to be proper etiquette for the group chat. This means that you're not supposed to be discussing anything personal on the GC. It is solely for academic purposes. So when being called, you're supposed to answer. If you are not able to answer the time that your phone rang, it has to be noted that you have to approach or call back your teacher after that when you have time. Giving unregistered phone numbers or accounts is not supposed to be permitted, which means you will be sanctioned for doing such. And on students' connectivity, since there are poor connections among students, it is always imperative that you have to contact your teachers whenever you are not able to upload on time your modules or take your examinations online. Provision number 2. On the observance of delivery mode of instruction, the following are the pertinent or the salient features. On module, most of the students prefer printed. For the delivery of the module, they prefer pick and drop, which means these are the students who lives on the neighboring municipalities of Santiago. For the students who lives in Santiago, they prefer the pick up in school, which means they have to go here in school to pick up their modules. The submission of their modules for first year students, you are allowed to submit your modules via Messenger, or for the pick and drop scheme, students are supposed to go to the pick and drop station where you are supposed to submit your modules and pick up new modules from your teachers. The modified documentation information registry for students or version for students is a log form wherein your teachers are supposed to sign the corresponding submitted module, which means or signifying that you have submitted your modules on that particular scheme. There are 3 phases, or there are 3 types. We have the online assessment, the practical assessment, and the written assessment. So for online assessment, you are supposed to download the application software, specifically the TESMAS application, which is the institutional application used in assessment. take within the prescribed time, which means if your instructor had instructed you to take the examination on 10 o'clock, you're supposed to take it on 10. If not, then it's your responsibility to contact your instructors or course facilitators. Problem with connection, which is which is a pertinent problem. This means that you are supposed to tell your instructor or contact your instructors about the problem. And if you don't have any remarks or query about the score which you were able to obtain, then it is final and executory. Prefer the printed assessment, and so with some other higher years. So for printed assessment, when you are claiming such test questions, you have to sign in the form acknowledging that you have received the assessment paper. Then answer the material by observing honesty, and this is very important. You should not be asking answers from your classmates, but you have to look for answers. It's either on the module or in the internet, and you should not be sharing your answers. On-time submission of the printed assessment is very necessary. That means that you are supposed to pass it during the dropping, pick and drop scheme. And whenever you are already through with that, you're supposed to ask scores from your teachers or course facilitators so that you will know your standing on the class. Practical assessment. This means that you're supposed to apply the theories that you have learned in an exercise or practical way, which means that you have to observe the following: abide with the rules set by your instructors. You have to record your execution. Ibig sabihin, you have to record it for your cell phone, then submit your video on any platform possible, which means either an FB, Messenger, or just send it to your advisor via email. And your performance is graded through a rubric. So the rubric will be coming from your instructor, and it is imperative that you have to know or to ask for your scores. And lastly, if you will not be performing on the prescribed time, it is your responsibility to contact your instructor to inform them regarding the non-performance on the prescribed. Responsibility to evaluate the following. So you will be executing a faculty evaluation, which means you will be rating your teachers or your course facilitators every semester. It is also your responsibility to evaluate the module which were given to you on hard copy or soft copy. This is a process wherein you are going to evaluate the course contents of your subjects. And lastly, the syllabus evaluation, in which this copy is given during the first or second week of the opening of classes, and you are supposed to evaluate the content of your course. Number 4 on academic policies for students is academic achievement matters. This actually concerns your academic standing in your subjects or classes. So the first thing under this one would be the query about your scores on assessments. Quizzes, practicum exercises, and term exams, you have the right to know your grades. So ask for your scores. Number 2 would be submission of late requirements. If you are submitting your requirements not on time, it is your responsibility to contact your instructors or ask for considerations. Complying with the in progress or the IP or the incomplete remarks. For the IP remark, this is only applicable during the pandemic, while the incomplete is applicable during the old normal scheme, with which the IP is supposed to be completed within a year, or we are exercising the three strike policy. After 3 follow-ups and there is no reply from the student is supposed to be given a 5 or a failing mark. A while back, the administration or the institution is or will be exercising the 3-strike policy. This means that there will be series of follow-up to be taken by the course facilitator to follow up the development or progress of the students, of delinquent students particularly, which means that if the delinquent student is not replying or not answering any calls or text messages. After 3 follow-ups, it would be the discretion of the administration to give him or her a failing remark, with which the 3-strike policy will be exercised in the checking of attendance, of not submitting requirements or modules, activities, evaluation projects, or term exams on time. And as I've mentioned a while back, the form to be filled up by the instructor will be used as a proof of justification for failing, or for the instructor to give a dropping remark on the student. 8. The academic policies for students. These policies were additional policies from the existing provisions cited in the handbook, and this came from the result of the survey on the modality of the students. Should you have any questions with regards to these academic policies, a further explanation would be supplied by your course facilitator or your advisors. Thank you very much.
Next is on library services with our college librarian, Miss Daisy S. Mao. Our library is open every Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. and it will close 5 o'clock p.m. How to borrow or return references from the library. First, you can reserve library materials online via call, text, or messenger. Only students above 21 years old can claim the reserved materials personally following safety protocols. Please bring your school ID. To borrow, return references from the library. For students below 21, the guardian will be the one to claim the research materials upon submission of the authorization letter of the student concerned. Policy. How to borrow, return references from the library. In returning borrowed materials, drop them at the guardhouse at the entrance of the school premises and fill up the form. Please bring your own pen. What is this overdue fines all about? Books not returned on time are considered overdue. A fine of 10 pesos a day shall be collected from the borrower. This is based on Ispsc Library Manual, revised 2013. For online library services, please visit our library webpage for e-books, e-journals, star books, vertical files, research abstracts, and other useful links. For more sources of information, please follow our library Facebook page where updated resources are available. Our online services are available 24/7. You can access anytime and anywhere as long as you are connected to the internet. You can ask the librarian for any help and assistance. Just call and text or reach her through Messenger. We are here to serve. Thank you very much.
Good day to all. Ispsc has competent school health officers to render timely, efficient, and quality health services to students and employees. I'm your campus nurse, Mrs. Bilmarie C. Harjulin, or in short, Nurse Billy. Our campus doctor, Dr. Lou Christine Doles Raka, or simply call her Doc T, and our dentist, Dr. Iris Gabriel, or Doc Irish. For the list of clinic services, topmost priority is the strict implementation of health protocols against COVID-19. Ispsc conducts health screening of clients upon entry. Temperature checking should be 37.4 degrees Celsius and below. Wearing of face mask and face shield are required. Physical distancing of at least 1 meter should be maintained at all times, and repeatedly we ask everyone to please wash or sanitize hands with alcohol or any alcohol-based product before signing or handling paperwork. In addition, we require those entering the campus premises to submit fully accomplished health checklist and if vaccinated to present their vaccination card. All incoming first-year students, transferees, and returnees are required to undergo health appraisal during limited face-to-face enrollment. A health checklist and an individual health record form must be duly accomplished and submitted to the campus nurse. This includes physical assessment, nutritional assessment, visual acuity screening. Medical records may also be required if a student has existing medical problems or health issues. Special accommodations are given to persons with disabilities and chronic health problems like heart disease, kidney disease, and the like. Since face-to-face consultation is very limited during this pandemic, our school health officers provide teleconsultation or telemedicine. This is an online consultation using the telemedicine Google form found at Ispsc Health Services Unit Facebook page. Health promotion and education materials are posted at our FB page. We have infographics, video clips, health updates, health teachings, and more. So please read, watch, and be informed. Kindly click like. Other services include blood pressure monitoring and free fasting blood sugar testing or FBS. Free medicines are provided to students with prescription drugs and other health concerns until supply lasts. Students needing specialized medical care are referred to more advanced healthcare clinics, facilities, or hospitals. Medical and dental certificates are issued as needed. Students and employees of Ispsc are insured. Health insurance includes claims for the following: accidents, deaths, and burial benefits. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay COVID-free. Thank you. Good morning, my dear students, especially for the freshmen and for the transferees. And of course, to the old students, still I welcome you for this school year 2021-2022. I am Dr. Josefina S. Arde, an Associate Professor for Teaching Social Science Subjects and Education Subjects. And at the same time, I am the designated Acting Guidance Counselor of this campus. So for this orientation, I am going to orient you on the guidance services that are offered in our campus. The Guidance and Counseling Office aims to develop well-adjusted and globally competitive individuals, equipped and transformed with values that would help them become productive members of society and to assess their purpose in life to create satisfying relationships. Also aims to provide development, preventive remedial programs to all the students through responsive and outcomes-based guidance and counseling. Different services offered by the Guidance and Counseling Office. One, we have the individual inventory service. It systematically collects, evaluates, and interprets data to identify the characteristics and potential of every client. We have the information service, wherein it consists of gathering and spreading of information about the different guidance activities. The next service is the testing service. This consists of the administration, analysis, and interpretation of standardized psychological tests or questionnaires. service, which is considered as the heart of the counseling service, is a one-to-one helping relationship that focuses on a person's growth and adjustment and problem-solving and decision-making needs. It is also the counseling service that integrates all the data gathered about the individual regarding to his environment. My dear students, since we are still in the pandemic, the way or mode of counseling that we could offer is online counseling via Ispsc Santiago Campus Guidance and Counseling Service Facebook page. Or you can just contact my cell phone number 0917-5810-293 or through my messenger account Josefina Arde, or you can see me in our campus following the ATF protocols. So, my dear students, these are the guidance and counseling services offered in our campus. And again, welcome to Ispsc Santiago campus.
Service is on student lodging or school boarding house, and the in charge is Mrs. Jonah A. Rante. The question you might ask might be, do you still need the school boarding house in this time of pandemic? Who might need it, and how can one avail of this service? There are two ways. Offline will be sending you information materials regarding student housing available in campus and surrounding areas. Another is, we will provide you information materials on safety protocols in dormitories and school boarding houses. Our school boarding house may be open, especially to those students coming from different municipalities and provinces, for easy access of the internet and other learning materials, as long as you strictly comply with health and safety protocols. We will provide you with information on school dorms and student housing in surrounding areas online or via our official FB account. For more inquiries and reservation, please contact Mrs. Jonah A. Rante or call or text 0995-157-8955. Thank you very much and welcome to Ispsc Santiago Campus. Stay safe, stay home.
Good day everyone, I'm Rane Cazarias and I will be presenting to you the aspects of the Supreme Student Council and the student publication. The Supreme Student Council is the mother organization of the accredited and mandated organizations of the Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College. As student council officer, you get to attend to trainings, develop your leadership styles and traits, your confidence and self-esteem, communication skills, and you're going also to establish your linkages or social network because you will be exposed to different people and different activities. Who are qualified to run for the different offices under the Supreme Student Council. We have all students who are enrolled as regular students in the different degree programs of the campus. So if you are qualified, you have to run during the election of officers of the SSC. Campus journalism is one of the vital components of an institution like the Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College. As such, we have here the HANS, which is the campus paper of Ispsc Santiago campus. This publication or journalism of the campus allows all students to join and be a journalist in their own respective way. Who are qualified to become members of the HANS? Ladies and gentlemen, all students who are good or excellent at and those who are willing to learn to write the following: editorial, opinion, news writing, DevCom features, sports articles, other literary pieces, and those people also who are good at editorial cartooning, literary graphics, and comic strip, and also those people or students who are fond of taking pictures. What are you waiting for? Come and join the Supreme Student Council and the hands of the Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College, Santiago campus. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Hello everyone, I am Wilfredo C. Tabangin, your NSTP coordinator of the Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College, Santiago campus. I am tasked to orient you regarding the overview of the National Service Training Program as a course. This training program was inspired by the enactment of the Republic Act 9163 and governed by the following principles. Section 1. While it is the prime duty of the state to serve and protect its citizens, in turn, it shall be the responsibility of all citizens to defend the security and promote the general welfare of the state, and the fulfillment thereof. The government may require each citizen to render personal, military, or civil service. Section 2, letter A. In recognition of the vital role of the youth in nation building, the state shall promote civic consciousness among them and shall develop their physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, and social well-being. It shall inculcate the ideals of patriotism, nationalism, and their involvement in public and civic affairs. Letter B. As the most valuable resource of the nation, they shall be motivated, trained, organized, and involved in military, literacy, civic welfare, and other similar endeavors in the service of the nation. Component shall be taken for 2 semesters with 54 to 90 training hours for an academic year. Common module is the phase where all enrolled in NSTP are required to undergo to have common understanding on relevant topics. Its various components are specially designed to enhance the youth's active contribution to the general welfare. Upon completion of the common module phase, which is 25 hours, the students must select the specific NSTP component that he or she will pursue. The specific modules will be taught for 29 hours to complete the 54 hours for the first semester, covering the topics which are aligned to the current needs of the society. The total allotted time for the common modules and specific modules is 54 minimum training hours for NSTP 1. Components of NSTP to which each student may choose from are the following. Number 1, Reserve Officer Training Course or ROTC. This component is designed to train students for military service and to defend the state in both domestic and foreign aggression. The Civic Welfare Training Service or CWTS. This component is designed to train the students in activities contributory to the general welfare and to the betterment of life, especially those devoted to the improvement of health, education, environment, entrepreneurship, safety, recreation, and morals of the citizenry. And third, Literacy Training Service or LTS. This component is designed to train the students to become teachers of literacy and numeracy skills to school children, out of school youth, and other segments of society in need of their service. Who are covered by the program? Students, male and female, enrolled of any baccalaureate degree course or at least 2-year technical courses in public, private educational institutions shall be required to complete one component as a requisite for graduation. How long? Each of the components shall be undertaken for an academic period of 2 semesters, NSTP1 for the first semester and NSTP2 for the second semester. What will become to the graduates of the NSTP program? The graduates of the NSTP under the CWTS and LTS components shall comprise the National Service Reserve Corps or NSRC, and they will be known as volunteers, which may be tapped by the state for literacy and civic welfare activities. The graduates of the NSTP ROTC shall form part of the Citizen Armed Forces of the Philippines pursuant to Republic Act 7077, which is known as the Reservists Act. Materials in the NSTP subject will be available both in soft copy and hard copy form. My dear students, enjoy your stay in Ispsc and enjoy your subject in the NSTP. Thank you for listening.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Angelito Valdier. Together with me, Mrs. Stella Marzane, the coordinators of the Sports, Culture and Arts Development Program. I am here tasked to introduce to you the contents of the said program. The Sports and Culture and Arts Development Program of the college serves as the key facilitator in honing the extracurricular activities and skills of the students. These two aspects will provide the students an avenue to cultivate their innate talent. This means that the college has its desire to enhance the students' total development that can possibly make them valuable even outside the curricular aspect during their stay in the campus. By the activities that the students undergo, these avenues plays an important role in preparing the students towards a better citizen when they are through the school. The college Sports and Culture and Arts Development Program offers the following. Number 1, the Culture and Arts is responsible in scouting potential students to represent the college in higher level of cultural competitions along the following areas. A. Music, which includes singing and playing musical instruments. B. Storytelling. C. Poetry. D. Essay writing. E. Public speaking. F. Dances. G. Debate competitions. H. Painting. I. Pageant competitions and other skills competitions sanctioned by the Commission on Higher Education. Number 2. The Physical Education and Sports Development Program is another aspect which is also responsible in recruiting and scouting students with exceptional inclination in sports. Sports events that were played in the Palarong Pambansa are the primary basis in the recruitment of students athletes. As a process, the recruitment shall follow the following procedures. A. Recruitment of students who have reached the regional level of the DepEd sports competitions. B. Recruitment from transferee, returning, and old students who have developed maturity in playing. C. Recruits shall undergo the following evaluations before finally become a member of the college varsity team. We have tryout, performance in the campus level sports activities, another one, intercollegiate selection, and tune-up games and other allied activities. The Sports and Culture and Arts Development Program are responsible responsible in the following: A. Giving training to qualified students. B. Providing essential exposure for the student improvement. C. Provide further training such as in-house training, tune-up games, and the likes. D. Provides uniforms during competitions. Number 4. The Sports and Culture and Arts Development Program is responsible in endorsing qualified students for the activity scholarship and allocating incentives for winning students in their field when they represented others. Number 5. The students who won in the Commission on Higher Education Sanction competitions are entitled for the following cash incentives: A. National level competitions, first place 15,000, second place 10,000, third place 5,000 pesos. And for the regional level competitions, first place 5,000, second place 3,000, and third place 1,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all about the Sports and Culture and Arts Development Program. Thank you for listening. Welcome to Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College Santiago Campus. Enjoy your stay here. God bless.
Pleasant day to each and everyone. I'm Dr. Adela Estranero, the Campus Administrator of Ispsc Santiago Campus. My task to present to you today is on student discipline. On student discipline. As a student of Ispsc Santiago Campus, you shall at all times observe the laws of the land and the policies, rules, and regulations of the college as embodied in the student code. And no disciplinary action shall be imposed without the process of law. And no student shall be subjected to disciplinary action for committing any each of the categorized as follows. On college offenses, any students who has observed a violation of the Student Code of Conduct and Discipline classified as college offenses and report such violation to the security guards or directly to the Office of the Student Affairs and Services, who coordinates with the campus administrator in discussing the case of the students with the college discipline board. On academic offenses. Academic offenses are to be handled by the faculty concerned, the campus administrator, the program head, and the coordinator of student affairs and services. Based on the investigation conducted, the student shall be given the corresponding penalty for the violation committed based from the sanctions indicated in the student manual. On personal offenses. Personal offenses vary approaches depending on the situation and circumstances are to be used in the discussion of the offenses committed by the students against his or her co-student. When the misconduct of a student necessitates serious penalties and when the student questions the fairness of disciplinary action taken against him or her, he or she should be granted, upon request, the right to be heard before a hearing committee duly constituted by the sub-president. As a student of Ispsc Santiago Campus, here are the rules to be followed. When coming to school, Wear proper attire during school days and especially on online classes. Avoid using sleeveless shirts, dresses that are plugging necklines, shorts or short shorts. Wear pants and matching with t-shirts or polo t-shirts. Next is, when entering the gate of the school, follow health protocol before entering the school or any of the offices of the campus, such as wear your face mask, face shields, use alcohols, and then sign in the logbook located at the guardhouse. Third is proper courtesy when entering any offices and request consultation with your instructors. Fourth is avoid loitering at the lobby of the administration building or any other building of the campus without any business transaction. Next is request permission or knock at the door before entering any offices or classroom, because every offices or every classrooms where your instructors is located, you should always follow a health protocol. Next is, while inside the school premises, avoid uttering defamatory, slanderous, and libelous remarks against any students. Next is, avoid entering the campus in drunken state or under the influence of prohibited drugs, because this is a major offense, and once that you found guilty on it, the sanction is immediately expulsion. Another rule is, as a student of Ispsc Santiago campus, must avoid joining mass action and submersion in any form. Another is, when entering the campus or school, avoid or refrain from carrying any deadly weapons or firearms, including ammunition. Next is, avoid falsification of documents, records, and school credentials while you are officially enrolled of the college. On taking term examination like midterm and final term, cheating is strictly prohibited. And when you submit the same answers on self-checks of activities, worksheets, experiments, and other requirements in your module, is automatically failed in the subject. And if you violated all the mentioned or identified rules, you will be sanctioned and penalized, and that will be determined the degree of your offense by the board of directors in your student organization. In conclusion, may I take this opportunity to welcome all enrolled students of Ispsc Santiago campus. And for the information of everybody, All our programs where you enroll are awarded with Certificate of Program Compliance from the Commission on Higher Education, and all programs are also accredited by the AACO Accreditation Agency in the Philippines, and recently we are already ISO 9001 2015 certified. Welcome to Ispsc at mabuhay tayo.
Our dear students, presenting to you the key officials of the college. Our SUC President 3, Dr. Gilbert R. Arce. Our 3 Vice Presidents, Dr. Apollo S. Francisco, Dr. Corazon Q. Quiteves, and Dr. Gloria D. Tuzon. Our Campus Administrator in Santiago Campus, Dr. Adela G. Estraniero. Our 3 Head of Units, Dr. Alan O. Ramos, Mr. Rogelio C. Hidalgo, and Mrs. Stella Marie R. Supnet. The faculty members and staff of Santiago Campus. Dr. Josefina S. Arde, Associate Professor 5, Teaching Social Sciences. Mrs. Maylani G. Ariola, Instructor 2, Teaching Garments, Fashion, and Design Subjects. Dr. Ranek A. Azarias, Instructor 2, Teaching English and Research Subjects. Mr. Raymart G. Balocanag, Instructor 1, Teaching Science Subjects. Mrs. Lilia Angela G. Bambico, Assistant Professor 4, Teaching English Subjects. Mr. Temi U. Bambico, Instructor 1, Teaching Electronics Technology Subjects. Mr. Eric L. Baptista, Assistant Professor 3, Teaching Automotive Technology Subjects. Dr. Adela G. Estraniero, Associate Professor 5, Teaching Professional Education Subjects. Mr. Rogelio C. Hidalgo, Associate Professor 1, Teaching Electrical Technology Subjects. Mr. Michael Vincent M. Holmes, Instructor 1, Teaching Mathematics Subjects. Mr. Alwin M. Morales, Assistant Professor 1, Teaching Automotive Technology Subjects. Engineer Marwin F. Piedad, Instructor 1, Teaching Mathematics Related Subjects. Dr. Alan O. Ramos, Assistant Professor 4, Teaching Professional Education Subjects. Mrs. Jonna A. Rante, Assistant Professor 1, Teaching Food Technology Subjects. Mrs. Estela Marie R. Sopnet, Assistant Professor 3, Teaching Physical Education Subjects. Mr. Wilfredo C. Tabangin, Instructor 3, Teaching Electronics Technology Subjects. Mr. Angelito A. Valle, Assistant Professor 1, Teaching Physical Education Subjects. Mr. James Aurelio E. Abubo, part-time instructor, teaching electrical technology subjects. Mr. Joel P. Agsi, part-time instructor, teaching electrical technology subjects. Mr. Benji M. De La Vega, part-time instructor, teaching mechatronics technology subjects. Miss Catherine G. Felizmino, part-time instructor, teaching drawing subjects. Miss Chrisma Angeli F. Gakutan, part-time instructor, teaching social sciences subjects. Mr. Jonathan N. Guzman, part-time instructor, teaching automotive technology subjects. Mrs. Venus D. Sabado, part-time instructor, teaching garments, fashion, and design subjects. Mr. Clyde Jesly C. Santiago, part-time instructor, teaching social sciences subjects. Mr. Andre E. Soriano, part-time instructor, teaching food technology subjects. Mr. Paul Justin F. Torres, part-time instructor, teaching automotive technology subjects. Mr. Mark Anthony D. Watang, part-time instructor, teaching mathematics-related subjects. Maria Andrea M. Abellera, Registrar 2. Cirilo C. Agoyaoy, Security Guard 1. Menrado T. Aquino, Watchman 1. Shiralyn May P. Cabwag, Administrative Aid 3, Clerk 1. Nestor Marcelo B. Calaunan, Security Guard 1. Giovanni D. Gocho, Administrative Aid 3, Driver 1. Bill Marie C. Harjulin, RN, Nurse 3. Daisy S. Maog, College Librarian. Rose Lily M. Ordonez, Administrative Officer 1, Cashier. Patricio P. Pasion, Farm Worker 2. Lowell B. Supnad, Administrative Aid 3, Utility. Carmina Rhea Alicias, Job Order Security Guard. Hanali Joy M. Ordonez, Administrative Aid 3, Encoder, Messenger.
not a place to stay, a chance to live and grow. Men and old with wisdom and honor, molded pride society. We're singing victorious praises, Ilocos or Polytechnic State College, the place where you and I belong. Long live our alma mater.
Once realized we're close to every heart, with one motherly embrace for all. Like a knight in shining armor, guiding star of searching souls.
We're singing victorious praises, Ilocos or Polytechnic State